Season 16 of Overwatch 2 started today, and as always it comes with a wide range of cosmetics. Let's run over all of them. Season 16 was just kicked off, which is yet again a direct attack on our wallets, especially if you like cute stuff. In this video we're going to take a look at all of the Battle Pass cosmetics, the upcoming shop skins, the Juno Mythic skin, some OWCS stuff, and some brand new Twitch drops. But we're starting out with the Battle Pass. I'll be running down all of the tiers, but let me remind you that some of the tiers are currencies. Alright, now that we got all of that out of the way, let's get started. So when you buy the Premium Battle Pass, you get this skin at tier 1. It is the Demon Rocker Life Weaver skin, which makes him into the singer of the band. This is a look at the egg that eventually becomes his petal, if he uses it, or is it a seed? It is more of a seed. And then of course his arm, which he uses to shoot off his thorns. Looks very metal, literally and figuratively. And then finally, the source of his life tree, which is a seed. You also get this player icon for that skin. And then tier 2, you get the Overwatch player icon with the huge bow. There's a name card. And then at tier 4, there is a highlight intro for Juno that you actually want to see with a new skin. And that's what that looks like. Way better. I love the little sharks at the end. Very cute. And then there's a voice line for Freya.
With all my heart, I strike you down.
Yeah, that sounds a little angry. She has issues. There's a victory pose for Juno. Again, you need to see it with the skin, of course. There we go. The sharks just make the biggest difference. There's also a shark weapon charm and an emote for Ashe that has her rocking out. Now, again, with the skin. We'll come back to that skin later on. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. At tier 12, there's a Yakimon souvenir. I love Yakimon. They have been using him a lot lately. There's a spray for Overwatch, a Brigitte Overwatch name card, a Brigitte Overwatch icon, and a voice line for Kiriko.
Kira Kira Beam!
Okay, I have no idea what that actually means, but Kira Kira Beam, if you say so. A voice line for Mercy.
You are a royal pain.
Yeah, I know. I've been told that before. Then at tier 20, there's a Brigitte skin, the Overwatch skin, called the Heart of Strength, which has a cute little kitten in the backpack. That is kind of cool. A very different looking Brigitte. I don't know, she looks taller in this skin. I can't explain why. A close look at her flail, which looks pretty cool. A bit glittery to my liking, but not bad at all. Some people are going to like this a lot. And then the shield with that same kitty. It's not Jetpack Cat. I don't see a jetpack, guys, but yeah, there's a kitty on the shield. Oh, there's the jetpack. Right there. A name card and a voice line for Brigitte.
Yield to my shield.
No, thank you. Then there's a spray for the Genji skin that is coming up later. There's an icon for that same skin. And then we go back to that Life Weaver skin with a pretty badass looking spray. That is at tier 26. Tier 27, there's a name card again for the Genji skin that we'll see in a minute. Spray, and there we go. The Royal Swordsman Genji skin. A very regal looking skin for Genji. Look at that sword. That is huge. Let's take a closer look. So that is the shorter of the two swords. The shuriken. They don't really look like shuriken, but they definitely look deadly. And then there's the bigger of the two swords. That actually looks kind of like a saber, slightly. It has the same type of guard. So yeah, that is a very royal looking skin. There's a spray for the Maga skin that will also be coming up later in this battle pass. A victory pose for Life Weaver that really makes him lean into the frontman, the lead singer, especially if you see it with the skin equipped. That is pretty cool. And then a player icon for the Heart of Heart Tracer skin, a voice line for Moira.
Like black magic.
Oh, she sounded a little, I don't know, it was kind of creepy. She was getting all excited. 37, a weapon charm for Overwatch. A name card for Life Weaver. Man, they're really going hard on the Life Weaver metal band, and I like it. And this is the Heart of Heart Tracer skin, which is also a Overwatch skin. Those shorts are really short, lady. But, you know, you do you. Yeah, and a close look at a weapon. Almost looks like a toy weapon. At tier 41, there's the Royal Lounging Genji, which does not make a lot of sense with this skin. Look at the pillow. It says, I need healing. If you equip the skin, actually, that changes to Be Mine. It looks like it is a remnant from Valentine or something, but yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if they're going to do that for every skin, if every skin is going to get a different pillow. There's a highlight intro for Brigitte, which doesn't make a lot of sense with a normal skin, but if you equip her Overwatch skin, yeah, there we go. Look at the kitty. The kitty's waving. Tier 42 is a voice line for the Junker Queen.
Your queen demands tribute.
I think you got plenty of tribute, lady. Tier 43 is a player icon for the Venture skin that is coming up later in the Battle Pass. 44 is the spray tied into the Brigitte Overwatch skin. At tier 46, we got a voice line for Life Weaver. Now I'm really curious to hear this.
Divine Attack. Beauty Beam.
What? Can we hear that again?
Divine Attack. Beauty Beam.
Divine Attack, Beauty Beam. Okay. Is that a part of his lyrics? I don't know. 47 is a name card. And 50 is the Master Rose epic skin for Venture. As you can tell, there's a rose hanging from their back. That is actually a pretty skin. A closer look at their weapon. I still see an ice cream in the front end of that weapon. I can't help it. A victory pose for Ashe that has her rocking out, which looks a lot better if you use her skin. And then we have a spray for that Venture skin we just saw. There's a name card for Maga, an icon for Maga, another spray for Maga, and a voice line for Orisa.
Starlight, star bright.
Oh, she's so cute. And this is the Maga skin. You get that one at tier 60. He is the drummer for the metal band, as you can tell. In case you had missed that, not only by his short sleeves, but also if you look at his weapon, that drum at the bottom of his gun is actually a snare drum. It actually has eyes. I didn't notice that before. There's eyes everywhere. And that is actually the case on both the weapons. That is pretty badass. Alright, while we're rocking, this is a rocking Iyari emote, which works a lot better if you equip her skin. I love this skin, but it's not part of the battle pass. A Dokewatch Widowmaker icon, a Dokewatch Juno icon, and then a Yakimon and Pachimari metal name card. Okay, I might have to replace my name card. That is both cute and awesome at the same time. There's a player icon for Amora skin. There's the Pachimari that we just saw in that name card. A spray with both the sharks that are on Juno's mythic skin. And this is the Mora skin in question. It is actually a free one. It is an epic. And it is called Hello Heart Mora. It's not bad looking, but she definitely has better. The weapons are from Brigitte. It has that same kitty basically hanging off your weapon. There's a spray and another voice line. This time around for Baptiste.
Love. Love.
He's so full of love. A name card for Ashe and a voice line for Echo.
Marvelous.
Marvelous. Pretty simple, but effective. Alright, we're getting close to 80. 77, there is that snare drum I was talking about, but that's a weapon charm. And then at the 80, you get the Demon Rocker Ashe skin. And look, Ashe looks cool, but Bob is just insane looking. I'm just going to be happy to have that skin for Bob. Look at that. He actually has tattoos on this one. I'm just going to be happy to have that skin for Bob. Look at that. This is look at her Dynamite, which kind of looks like an amp, like an old school amp basically. Then a closer look at Bob with the tattoos and a crazy looking belt actually. I mean, this might be one of my favorite Bob iterations they've done. And her weapon, which is her axe or her guitar. Look, it wouldn't work. The strings are kind of positioned in a really weird way, but it still looks pretty badass. Her coach gun, on the other hand, is a microphone. I have a few of those laying around. I mean, they did a great job on those skins. I love them. You also get an icon when you get that skin. There's a spray. And then afterwards, once you get to the prestige levels, there are the titles. The first one is Bounty Collector, Magic Technician, a Demon Rocker, Storm Chaser, Hollow Heart, Monster Masher, Hero of Heart, and Royal Pain. There we go. So that is everything that is in the Battle Pass. Let's maybe have a look at the store. And the first skin we get from the store is the Demon Rocker Iyari skin. Definitely my favorite in that whole list. At first I thought it was Sojourn when I saw it in the trailer. I love the fact that her tail is actually a jag. That is a nice detail. I hadn't noticed that before. That is just an epic looking skin. She also has one horn. The second horn is actually cut off. That is an awesome looking skin. That is a great job. I'll be equipping that one for sure. A closer look at her weapon. It's kind of one of those guitars, but then, yeah, a weaponized version of that, and her pylon. There is a Dreamship Orisa on the way, which is a recolor. Still looks pretty. I love the whole effect that they did on the clouds. I don't like this recolor. Looks beautiful. Her javelin, because now she has unique javelins for every skin. And May is getting the same treatment. The Glitter May Legendary skin. Again, a recolor of one of her older skins. But personally, I like this one better. I love the effect that they did on the hair. Everything looks kind of shiny, glossy. That is a beautiful skin. A closer look at a weapon. Okay, as an ice cream, it doesn't look healthy. But still, Snowball. It looks very exotic. So this is going to be part of a bundle. This is Freya's Dokewatch skin. We can expect all those to be grouped up in one huge bundle. But of course, you'll be able to get them separately in the hero gallery as always. But that is a nice looking skin. A crossbow. It looks very complicated for some reason. Not with this skin specifically, just in general. Very shiny. Then Widowmaker's Dokewatch skin. Ooh, look at that effect. I love the fact that they added stuff like that to these skins. Still not going to get them, but you know, look at the spider hanging from her hair. There's a lot of lovely details in there. They did a really good job. Her weapon has kind of that toy weapon vibe to it, but I think that is due to the colors. And then we have a Kiriko skin. Of course, we got a Kiriko skin. I love the wings on the side. That is a nice detail. Overall, it's a pretty skin to look at. It also has that sparkling effect all over the place. Yeah, look at that little fox on her back. Cute. Her Suzubal, the kunai knife, and those are, of course, her prayer papers. But I don't know why they put her silhouette on there. It does kind of look like a ticket for Tomorrowland. Alright, moving on. Diva is also getting her Overwatch skin, the Hollow Heart Diva legendary skin. She does look a little less cutesy and a little more vampy than all the others do. The mech looks amazing. Look at the bunnies and the side wings. That's funny. Yeah, definitely a Diva skin. Here's her little blaster. That same bunny hanging from the bottom. And then next up is an epic skin for Ana called the Lightbringer. Overall, it feels very similar to other skins that she has, just the mask is a little different. However, I do like that they added kind of lights to the inside of what I presume is a mantle or a cape. That adds a nice effect to it. This is a gun, not bad looking, and her sleep dart gun. Hanzo is getting a recolor, or kind of a mix between two of his skins basically. It's the Royal Archer Hanzo skin. It is a mix between his formal looking skin and his younger looking skin. It's a formal younger version of Hanzo basically. It is tied into the Genji skin we saw earlier. By the way, he has a sick looking watch. Damn. His bow. And then Light Fever is getting a very similar skin. I'm going to say I love the other one better, but this is not bad. Are those macarons on there? Yeah, they are. So there's macarons and his pedals on his back. It is the Royal Butler Life Weaver, so you also can see knife, spoons, and whatnot on his leg, tied to his leg. And in the middle, that looks like porcelain. Yeah, it's like a porcelain cup or something. Okay. They went all out on the butler idea. So this is the seed to his platform. His thorns, those look nice. This is the seed to his life tray, which has a lot of whipped cream on top of it for some reason. Well, whatever floats your boat. This is another recolor, the Royal Prince Lucio skin. I think this is already the third version of this skin, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I'm not sure what to think about it. I look at his gun. I love what they did in the middle with the crystal. That is kind of cool. And then, of course, another Mercy skin, the Royal Princess Mercy. She kind of looks really old with this skin. I don't know why. It also looks like it's tied into the whole Overwatch thing. Probably in that whole story that we might get to see. She's going to play a role in that. Yeah, okay. This is the staff. Close up. It's really elegant looking. And then her blaster. Alright, but that was all of the shop skins. We got all those covered. Now, these are all the shop skins that we'll see in the first half of the season. There's probably going to be more after mid-season. The next thing we want to have a look at is that mythic skin for Juno. And here it is. I don't know why exactly, but Juno looks very mischievous when she's wearing this skin. Now, she's not wearing her helmet, but there are some type of headphones covering her ears. I mean, it's not a bad looking skin, but just not my thing. Alright, let's look at some different variations. This one has a different hair color, actually a completely different hairdo, and a different color scheme. There's also a few effects missing. Another different hairdo, and you can see that there are more pieces of cloth and feathers appearing left and right. So those are the tiers as you kind of upgrade your skin. Different elements that will be added. There's a dark variant. It's just this kind of pinkish red with black, which I like a little better than the other one. I'm not sure though if I'm going to get it. We'll see. But yeah, this has the whole effect, all of the layers, everything is on there. This is a closer look at her blaster and then her torpedoes, which are just two cute sharks. The right one kind of looks worried while the left one looks angry. It's very subtle, but you can see it. That was all for the Juno Mythic skin that we have seen up till now. Let's have a look at the stadium rewards. So this is the All-Star Juno skin. You can only get it this season if you hit the All-Star League on any role, which is going to be a challenge, but then you get this legendary skin. And then there are the elite skins. So in every role, there's going to be one skin that you can earn in the next few seasons. This season, if you hit elite on DPS, you're going to get this Genji skin, which also looks very shiny. In case you hit elite on support, you'll get this Mora skin. And for the tanks, there's going to be this Orisa. These are all epic skins, by the way. And next season, there's going to be different heroes in every role that will get that skin until they run out. And then they figure out something new. Now, there's going to be a kind of a launch event for Stadium. And one of the challenges tied into that event is going to reward you with this skin, which is the Stadium Rookie Soldier 76. I actually like that one better than the previous ones, but you know. So those are all of the skin rewards you're going to get for Stadium this season. Right, let's move on to the next chapter. That is going to be OWCS skins. There are a few recolors of old legendary OWCS skins that are going to be released this season. I'll be able to earn throughout all of the stages of the OWCS. And this is the Cosmic Anna skin, which is actually a recolor of one of my favorite skins. Anna, the one that I actually use the most. I don't know. It's not a bad looking skin. Her weapon looks badass as always. And this is her sleep dart. A Genji is getting that same treatment. He's also getting a cosmic skin. And this one I like because it kind of adds this whole kind of translucent vibe to his body. It's almost like it's made of glass and then the armor is kind of patched onto it with the flames coming out of his head. That is a cool skin. His weapons, they look pretty badass. And the third one is Tracer, the Cosmic Tracer skin. She kind of looks like one of those fish that live really deep at the bottom of the ocean. It's not a bad looking skin, but it's just not my thing. This is going to be her weapon. So, those are all of the OWCS Cosmic skins that we expect in Season 16. And the final chapter that I want to take a look at is actually just one skin, but it is an important one, because it's free. It is actually a Twitch drop. So, in the next few weeks, you can earn yourself this skin for Symmetra, the Ice Princess Symmetra skin, by watching your favorite Overwatch creator or your favorite Overwatch streamer on Twitch. And as always, I'm streaming on twitch.tv/DeemziesTV. Actually, when this video goes live, I am streaming right now on Twitch. So come join us and get yourself a skin. And you also get this spray. So come join us, twitch.tv/DeemziesTV. But that was about everything I had to show you guys. When it comes to these cosmetics, I'm kind of divided. On one end, there's the whole cutesy Overwatch stuff that isn't really my thing, so to speak. I mean, no disrespect or no hate for anybody that likes it. It is beautifully crafted. But yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. I might even skip on all of the mythic cosmetics this season. I am, however, getting all of those weird metal band skins. I love that kind of cartoony take on a metal band. Reminds me of Wildstar, an old game. But if anything, this proves that their new strategy in which they kind of try to incorporate different teams within the season actually works. There's going to be something in there for everybody. Anyways, tell me, what do you think about all of these cosmetics and which is your favorite skin? Let me know in the comments. For now, however, that was it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It always helps me out. I also want to thank my patrons and YouTube members. You too can become a member over on patreon.com/theomnicpost and right here on YouTube to unlock exclusive rewards. If you have a few minutes left, maybe check out one of my other videos. But above all, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye bye.